Yo, what's good, crypto fam? So today we're going to talk about how to make trading meme coins not like gambling, right? If we're trading meme coins and we end up losing money, then we're pretty much just gambling, right? But it's also gambling when you're just winning, right? If you have no idea what you're doing, right? So one of the most important things is to understand, well, to try and treat trading meme coins like something that is a skill, right? Because there is a big gambling element to it, right? But the more you know, the better it is. So how do you make it less gambly? Well, you got to kind of study, right? You got to try different things. So one of the things I'm going to show you is how I use two indicators, the super trend indicator and also the EMA cross. Yo, if you made it this far, I appreciate it so much. If you're wondering what platform I'm trading on, I'm trading on Axiom Pro. It's the absolute best platform I've traded on. I've been on Bolex, Photon, Neo. I've used so many of the bots and paid so much money, but everything's already included in this, and it's free, right? All they do is charge you fees, right? But even their fees, which are 1% of trades, are a lot less than anyone else's, and they're also the fastest, which is amazing. And you get cash back on every single trade, win or lose. So if you can please hit the link in my description and the pinned comments, I really appreciate it. All right, let's get right back into it, right? So the super trend indicator, it's a technical analysis tool that's used in trading to identify market trends. And the cool thing is that it instantaneously generates buy and sell signals, right? So if you go in over here, you'll see that because there's a trending line over here, right, on the super trend, it indicates that it's going up. And then when it turns red, it goes down. So what you want to do is, here, I'm going to take mine off, right? And you want to go to indicators, and you want to type in super trend, right? Here, so what I'm going to show you now is how to get the indicator. So you're going to go up here to indicators, and you're going to type in super trend, right? And you'll see that it adds an instantaneous buy and sell, right? Based on certain trends that are going on. So when it's green, it indicates that it's the best time to buy a coin, right? And you'll see that there's an uptick over here, a little arrow that indicates that. And what happens is, as the volume scales down, right? And it's pretty precise, right? It's all based on a mathematical model that understands that the trend is going upwards. And as it starts going down, like the average volume goes down, then what happens is it indicates a reversal, right? You see the down arrow, which would tell you that it's the best time to sell, right? Now, I have it on the 1 second chart. So if I go into a 1 minute chart, right, first of all, we're on a 7 minute token. So I would probably go max 15 seconds, right? But if you go in over here, you'll see right now it's on a downtrend, even though it's high, right? Because I'm in a 1 minute, the last 2 minutes have been a lot, there's been a lot less volume than there was in the previous minutes, right? So let's see what happens when I use the super trend indicator on a coin that has a lot of pro traders, right? Which indicates a lot of volume, right? This one over here, here, let's go to this one, 548 pro traders. You'll see, and you have to zoom in most of the time to see it, depending on how big your screen is. But you'll see right now we're still on an upswing, right? Which indicates a good time to buy, right? And now I'm going to show you about the EMA cross, and then I want to show you one little tidbit of information that you can mix with these two indicators, right? So the next one is, it's called the EMA cross, right? So we're going to go back to indicators, and we're going to type in EMA, and you're going to see EMA cross, right? Now what the EMA cross does, it indicates potential trend changes and trading signals by comparing two or more EMAs, right, with different time frames, right? And you'll see the green arrow for when it's going up, right, in an upswing, and then red when it's starting to go downwards, right? And using that together with the super trend, right, can kind of give you another indicator, right? Because you really don't need the EMA cross if you're going to buy in a time frame when there's a green arrow, right? But this could also indicate more volume, right? So crossovers occur when one EMA crosses above or below another, signaling a potential shift in market momentum. So using that together with the super trend helps a lot. Now, one thing that I like to do actually is, if you're here, I'm going to take this out over here, right? Let's see, and I'm going to go to RSI, which is Relative Strength Index, right? And here, let me Google the exact definition. RSI indicator. Okay, so you're going to click on RSI index, And that's going to add, so the RSI adds a little chart down here. When you add the RSI indicator, it has numbers here, right, ranging from the important numbers from 25 to 75, right? And the way it works is it's a momentum indicator used in a technical analysis to measure the speed and magnitude of price changes, right? Obviously, I read that off, right? So it helps traders identify potential overbought and oversold conditions in a market. Now, the RSI typically ranges from 0 to 100, with the values above 70 considered overbought, right? And with overbought, you'll also see that on the cross, on the super trend, not the MA cross, you'll most likely be in a bracket of the upswing, right? Which has the green, right? So you'll see now it's above 70, which indicates a lot of buying, right? And you're still in that time window, even though we're on the 1 minute chart, you're still in that time window of the green arrow going up, right? Which the super trend tells you to buy, right? So if you're looking to make more money, like you have conviction that the coin is going to go up, if above 70 means overbought, oversold would be below 25, right? So maybe too much oversold would be under 25. What you might want to do is go 50 and below. I like to buy in between 40 and 35, right? But sometimes if it's under 25, it indicates that it's going to be extremely momentous going downwards and no indication of a price switch, right? Or a reversal, unless while it's going down, as it gradually goes up, even a few points, you might actually see the super trend display a green arrow, right? By the way, I'm using Axiom Pro and the link's in my description. If you can please hit the subscribe button, comment, like, I really appreciate it. This is just one of many few videos that I make, and I hope you enjoyed it and you learned from it. Any questions you have, please put them in the comment box.